Is Studio Wit a one-trick pony? This is a question I've been asking myself ever since news caught wind that a new Attack on Titan season was delayed yet again, and in its place, a new show was produced, and it's teens fighting zombies on a train. Now, as much as I'm a huge fan of zombies both anime and live action, I cannot say I'm hyped for this series, because for a lack of a better term, I think they're really phoning it in. Let it be known I don't follow any animation studios extremely closely, nor do I really care about them as long as they produce quality work. But it's this studio in particular that kind of rubs me the wrong way when I see them produce the same show 2 times over in quick succession. We all know Attack on Titan by now, and while it's an international powerhouse upon release, this show set a template for this company and one they've been using to pump out shows of dubious quality. Seraph of the End featured teens fighting vampires, and now Kanabiri of the Iron Fortress. All these shows featured teens fighting a force or a monster in a post-apocalyptic setting, with both of these shows being pumped out one right after the other. This is enough to warrant some concern, not for anime in general, but for Studio Wit themselves for what they're doing quite deliberately. Short of it, Studio Wit is cornering the market of teens fight insert monster here, and it's slowly killing the genre. For one, as far as viewership is concerned, Attack on Titan was massive, and the demand for a second season is now at an all-time high. You'd think that the studio would diversify touching on different genres rather than exclusively tackling the post-apocalyptic market. And for a time, they did just that. After Attack on Titan, the studio produced Hoseki's Cool-Headedness and The Rolling Girls. Before that, they even made the romantic drama Howl. All these projects are extremely different from one another. One's a comedy, Rolling Girls is a coming-of-age story, and Howl's a romance. All these saw success, but after Rolling Girls, Seraph of the End followed, and the Attack on Titan OVAs soon after. It might be the studio keeping the fans at bay with similar stories to tide over until Season 2, but at the rate they're going, I feel like they're oversaturating the market single-handedly. This ultimately negatively affects them as they produce more and more shows with similar themes and settings, ultimately lessening the impact of their flagship series by tiring everyone out of the thought of another show in a post-apocalyptic setting. This doesn't extend to the studio exclusively, but now to anime as a whole. I've seen this kind of thing happen before with zombie films. Remember when they were all the rage? Everyone and their mother was either creating or watching zombie films because of the success of the Romero films. It wasn't until the late 90s and early 2000s when zombies were oversaturated to the point where people were tired of seeing the same film over and over again, which at the end of the day was about, for the most part, humans fighting zombies. Don't get me wrong, zombies made a comeback with the likes of Shaun of the Dead, Resident Evil, and The Walking Dead, but the gap between these films and shows were enough to let people explore different ideas in different genres. It made it so that the tropes of the genre can be subverted over time and turned into something new and refreshing. That kind of process does not happen exclusively by releasing similar shows in rapid succession. The ideas can get tiresome and the gimmicks get old. What might be cool today might not be cool tomorrow. And as someone who really likes this type of show in moderation, I really do hope that the studio does not drive this genre into the ground. Let other studios have a crack at it. Having new minds approach with an old idea is how shows like School Live come to be. Keeping the settings and tropes the same, but adding a new spin to it that not many people saw before. If this is the solution to a series delay, Studio Wit should really consider trying something new. Give the genre a break. It might be solving a short-term problem, but it will cause some serious damage down the line, and one that might not be easily repaired, such as the case with zombies.